What is up, average viewers? Welcome back to another episode. I am Joshua, your average viewer for the day. Now, today we're not going to be watching or reacting to anything. I just wanted to make a video and simply talk about Avatar 3 Fire and Ash. I finally got to watch it the other day. I got to watch it on Saturday. Today is Monday. So I've had a day or so to think about what I saw, to talk about it with my wife who I saw it with, or others who have seen it, and really kind of just sit in my thoughts of what I thought about this film. So yeah, Avatar 3 Fire and Ash, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's out in theaters right now, and I must say I really enjoyed it. I mean, did I love it? I loved my time watching it. I loved my experience with it. So yeah, I would say I loved this film. I've seen all three of the Avatar films, and all three of them I think are great. All three of them I'm so entertained. I'm so visually just like wowed. Yeah, I feel like all three of them have gotten, or all three films have gotten better and better. The first one was great, right? It introduces us to this world, to these characters, and to this visual spectacle that we've never seen before. I remember when they were making the first Avatar movie, I think it was the first one, I was hearing that James Cameron was waiting for the technology to catch up to what he was trying to do in this film. That's what I had heard. And I was just like, what does that mean? You know, like, what is he trying to do? And then we saw it, and like, okay, like just crazy motion capture, heavy CGI, and just, I don't know, just a beautiful blend of heavy CGI and real life actors. Now, Avatar 1 came out. It was great. I loved it. Avatar 2 came out, The Way of Water, and I feel like the film stepped up. I feel like it expanded in this world of Pandora. I feel like it introduced us to more characters. And I love that. I love that Pandora, right? It is this whole other world, and we see what it is, the plant life, the creatures that are there, the entity, Awa, and all that. And Avatar The Way of Water expanded on that. It introduced us to this water tribe. In the first film, we learned about like the forest tribe where Neytiri and her family was. And then in Avatar 2 The Way of Water, we learn about this water tribe, which is cool. They have their own way of living. They have their own, animals, and they're all in the water and stuff like that, right? It's really cool. And this film, Avatar 2 The Way of Water, not only did it expand with characters and more life on this planet Pandora, but it just stepped up. So it felt like the visuals got even better than the first one, which, I mean, I guess you would expect. I don't know how long it took us to get The Way of Water from Avatar 1. I feel like it was a good while. I don't know about 10 years, but I feel like it was a good majority of 10 years. But I feel like it was well worth it. It was a great film. It had a lot of emotional beats, very sad stuff. They were like hunting whales, killing whales for like their brain matter or whatever it was that I forget what the organization is called, the Human Scientists. They're trying to get this resource, this super precious resource in the whales. Neytiri and Jake are married. They have kids now. If you've seen the second one, I'm sure you have, but one of the kids dies. So it's just, there's a lot going on in that film. You get to expand on these characters, learn about them. The kids are like troublemakers. They don't learn. They're constantly getting into dangerous situations. Jake is trying to be a good father, trying to be a good leader, and sometimes that doesn't go hand in hand. Sometimes to be a good father, not only do you have to be a good leader, but you need to be like a good listener. You need to be comforting, but to be a good leader, sometimes there's a brutality to being a good leader, just making the right decisions, taking orders. He's also a Marine, so he's trying to have his children to take these orders and to follow his orders, and they're kids, they're teenagers, so it's difficult. You can see him struggling with that. Also, the bad guy, the antagonist, his name is Kurich. I think Kurich with, I forget his name. Is it Ang Lee? Something like that. The old white guy. In the first Avatar film, he was like a military badass. So cool. And then he gets killed in the first Avatar film. In the second Avatar film, the scientists, human organization, they gathered his consciousness and were able to transport that into an avatar. So he's now like Jake Sully, who was human and now lives in an avatar body, the antagonist. Kurich is his name. It's so cool. I thought that was amazing. Didn't know like who's gonna be the antagonist in the second film, and then I saw that they did that, and I was like, whoa, that's cool. How long are they gonna keep this guy around for? But that's cool, you know, because he was a cool villain in that film. He's like a badass Sarge, limited in his human form, but still put up a good fight to these Na'vi giants, and now he is at their level in his own avatar body. So it's just so cool. I'm talking about the first one and the second one too much. What I really want to talk about is part 3, Avatar Fire and Ash. Going into this film, I thought, what are they gonna do to give us something new? In the trailers you see like I guess the fire tribe or the volcanic tribe or something. I forget her name. She's badass though. She's like the leader of the fire tribe. They don't believe in Eywa. They have like their own sad story where they were attacked and Eywa did not come or did not answer their prayers. So they don't believe in Eywa. They believe in themselves. Basically, you get it. And so I was like, oh, that's really cool. You know, we first learned about the forest tribe, then the water tribe. Is going to be really cool to be introduced to this fire tribe. And they were very cool. They were very brutal. She's a badass. Every time she was on screen, she kind of just took the movie. She took all the attention, you know what I mean? She stole the scene is the correct phrase, I suppose. But yeah, so this film, not only did it introduce us to that, but we got to see more of the water tribe. I've been hearing a lot of talk on the internet that the third film, Fire and Ash, is very repetitive to the second film, and I do agree with that. I also heard that the second film and the third film are basically one giant film cut in half, and I could see that because it does pick up immediately after, and the story very much continues, where the scientists are trying to get the whale brain juice or whatever it is because it's a super valuable resource. The family, they're dealing with the son of Kurich. His name is Spider. He's like a human that's there with the Na'vi Avatar people. And then the Sully family, they're dealing with the loss of their eldest son. Their eldest son dies at the end of the second movie. Man, it was tough. And yeah, so you know, you're still very much connected to what had happened to the second movie, and it just feels like it's finishing that story. Look, the movie is 3 hours and 15 minutes long, and this third movie did to me feel like the longest of the 3. I'm not sure if that's the case. I don't really remember how long the other 2 were. They are long, but this third movie, I did catch myself not looking at my phone because I was bored, but looking at my phone because I was like, how long have we been in here and how much longer do we have to go? And again, it wasn't because I was bored, but it was simply because I was like, we've seen, I don't know how long it's been, an hour or something, and this is where we are in the film. How much more time do we have? Trying to imagine, like, what else could I see here? Like I said, or like a lot of people have said, the film does have a lot of repetitive beats to the previous one. So I was kind of just like, okay, we've seen this character, we've seen this, they've done this, they were already doing this. I kind of saw that in the other one. They're trying to get the whales, kind of saw that in the other one. There's that outsider whale. There's the younger brother that's the spiritual brother to that outcast whale. There's a lot of that repetitive stuff, so I'm just like, I feel like it's been an hour or so of this. How much more of the story are we gonna get? And I'm trying to imagine, like, what else can we be shown here? Now, there are different things. Jake Sully gets captured. I'm going to try not to be too spoilery, but Jake Sully gets captured by the scientists. He escapes. There's a big finale fight at the end, which is gorgeous, by the way. The visual effects in this, I feel like the visual effects in Avatar Fire and Ash are flawless. I did not see no hiccups. I did not see anything that was like any scenes where I was like, oh, that's kind of weird there. You can tell the difference with the heavy CGI and the real life actors. It felt flawless to me. Yeah, and there are some cool, interesting beats, like the fire tribe or the volcanic tribe. They were really cool. Also, I forget her name. Maybe it's like Kitty or something like that. She's the like Sigourney Weaver twin avatar. She's like developing some powers or connection with Eywa, some special connection. So she's like Sigourney Weaver's twin daughter / Eywa's daughter, something like that. So that was really cool. That's really cool to see. The spider guy, he had his situation, right? He's human, so he's limited. He has to wear that mask. if you've seen the trailer, you see that he can breathe without a mask. So everybody's trying to figure out, like, how did this happen? That's really interesting. It has to do with Kitty. I think her name is Kitty, the Sigourney Weaver avatar. It has to do with her and her connection to Eywa, these abilities that she's gaining. It was actually really cool, really interesting, and I can't wait to see how much more that character is going to evolve, that Kitty character, with what she can do, because she seems to be like a direct connection to Eywa, which is great. All these Avatar Na'vi or whatever, they keep praying to Eywa. Animals come to their aid and stuff like that, and they're like, Eywa answered, but this Kitty girl seems to be like a direct connection to it, seems to be able to like use Eywa's powers for herself or something. That's what it seems like. I'm really not sure. But that's really cool. The Kirich guy, he's back in his avatar form, and he like has this bond with his son. He's like a brutal military guy too, you know what I mean? So it's not like a lovey son, father-son vibe, but he does have this connection with him. He does seem like he cares about him, and he's actually, his story or his arc is actually getting interesting, because there's been a couple scenes now where Kirich and Jake Sully, they're fighting, they're trying to kill each other, and then there's a moment where they have to stop. And it's like, okay, well, what do we do now? And like Jake Sully is trying to talk to him like, hey, you're one of these Na'vi now. You know more than you did as you were human. You can connect with this world. It's way bigger than you think, and you felt it. You know what I mean? And it feels like Kirich is leaning into that. It feels like he's leaning into it, but he doesn't want to. You know what I mean? His stubbornness, whatever you want to call it. It's really interesting. I'm really interested to see how his arc is gonna come to an end. I'm almost thinking like he's gonna make a full arc and become a good guy, and maybe Jake Sully and Kirich are gonna work together ultimately to fight off all like the humans or whatever resources that the humans are gonna pour in to try to take the resource, take the land. You know what I mean? In Avatar: Fire and Ash, Spider gains the ability to breathe without a mask, and that's like a big interested point in this film, where the Na'vi are terrified. If these humans get this kid and study him, then the humans could reverse engineer that, and pretty soon all humans are going to be able to come here without a mask, and then the Na'vi are screwed. The Pandora is screwed. You know what I mean? Humans are just going to come in and destroy everything. And I don't want to spoiler stuff, but yeah, so that's a big point of interest in the film. So I could imagine, I heard there's going to be 6 of these. I don't know if that's true. I heard there's going to be 6 Avatar films, and to be honest with you, I'm all for it, because like I said, I love these films. They're super entertaining. They are long, but so far I've yet to watch one and be bored, yet to watch one and be like, I kind of want this to be over. That has not happened. So I'm interested, I'm invested, and I want more, but I do want something different. 3 Avatar films now, almost 9 hours or so. Yes, we've seen a lot, but after this 3rd one, I feel like I want some more. I want, if there's like an air tribe, they need to be introduced in this 4th one. I don't know how many other tribes. It seems like an elemental thing. The forest tribe in the 1st one, the water tribe in the 2nd one, the fire tribe in the 3rd one, an air tribe in the 4th one. It just makes sense. I don't know if there's any more. There's like ancestors and this deity Eywa. Oh man, the Eywa, there's a scene where we kind of see her. So Kitty, she can like tap into this spiritual realm, and she's trying to reach Eywa. She's trying to pray to her, and Eywa keeps like pushing her away. She finally reaches Eywa, and bro, you see like, it's just like a bright light, and then you see a giant face kind of turn towards the character that's trying to reach her, Kitty. And I don't know if it was just the scope of the image or whatever, but the face, it looked like a Na'vi, but it looked like a heavenly Na'vi. It looked like an entity. It looked so beautiful. When I saw it, I was like, whoa, like that's like their god, like a physical face to their god. Like, wow. Yeah, so that's really interesting. You know, I don't know if we'll ever see her in full form, but that was really cool to see. I just believe that there's so much in this world, in this story. We're only halfway through it apparently, and I want to see more. I definitely understand and hear anyone's argument to like, oh, it's repetitive and it's so long, so it's kind of hard to get through. I'm kind of done with Avatar. I don't want to see anymore. I definitely hear that. but I believe there's more. I really hope that James Cameron in the next, he can really start to throw some fresh food at us to get that interest back going. Not that my interest is gone, but I could see people being like, yeah, I'm over it after 3 films. And I would hate for this story to die out before it can fully be fledged out. You know what I mean? But yeah, I very much enjoyed it. My wife enjoyed it too. She did feel, oh, it's getting long. Like, it's good, but it's kind of too long and stuff. You know what I mean? I totally get it. But yeah, I feel like in the third film there was a lot to like. Visually, even the story is really cool. You know, like the humans are against Jake Sully because Jake Sully betrayed the humans by turning into a Na'vi. The antagonist Courage, he's changing. Oh man, so he in this third film, he kind of like befriends the volcanic lady who's badass. He befriends her. They kind of look like they have like a relationship going, and Courage is like kind of turning like Jake turned, from a human to a full tribal Na'vi, but the fire version, because he's with this fire girl. Like, he's all painted up and everything, dressing like them and everything like that. Like, he's fully invested, which is cool. It's cool because they kind of like mirror each other. Courage was calling Jake Sully the enemy or the traitor, but you can see Courage doing the same thing, but with his own goals, you know, with his own interests, still working with the military humans, but the Jake Sully version or the Courage version. It's really interesting. It's really cool. Yeah, you know, people are dying and stuff, and it is cool because the Na'vi have a way to visit their lost ones, you know, the people who have died. They can connect to that spirit world and go see them, which is quite lovely. You know, if we had that ability, I think that would be a great thing. This film, Fire and Ash, there's plenty to look at. It's a long movie. There's a lot of story. There's interesting new characters. And there's some emotional beats. I teared up legitimately like 3 times in this film. One at the very beginning. I don't want to spoil things, but there's a scene at the very beginning that teared me up. And then again, maybe towards the middle of the film, where Jake Sully's putting some guilt on his son. And I don't even... Oh, yeah. And then not animal cruelty, but kind of... Like, there's just some moments that really made me tear up in the movie theater. So this movie has a lot to offer, definitely. I don't think it's for everybody. If you've seen the first one and you're not into it, if you've seen the second one and you're kind of getting over it, then I don't think the third one is going to bring anything new for you. But I still think it's a masterpiece. I still think it's lovely. It has a lot to offer, and I hope there's a lot more to come. I'm very much invested in these films. I think they're very much worth the 3 hours or however long they are. And yeah, and I hope the success keeps coming. I don't know how much it cost to make this film. I want to say it was pretty expensive, maybe about $300 million. So the film needs to make money, you know, at least $1 billion or so to profit. And I think I watched the John Campea show on YouTube, and I believe they were saying that globally, after its first weekend, it made, I think it was like more than 300 million or something like that, which is pretty good. Not as good as maybe the first or the second, but pretty good. And apparently the Avatar films don't start off strong, but they have a lot of legs. So they start off decent and then they continue on decently, making up to $1 billion or $2 billion, however many they've made. I think out of the 3 largest grossing movies of all time, Avatar 1 and 2 are in that 3. So they're wins for sure. And yeah, overall I had a great experience. I think the movie was long. I was not bored, but it was long. Could there be scenes that could have been cut out? Probably. At the moment I can't really think of which scenes to cut out, but look, I very much enjoyed it. I'm sure a lot of you guys have too. I'm sure a lot of you are kind of over it, and I just hope that the next films bring something new to keep us interested. Because yeah, it would suck if the 4th film was kind of the same water tribe, or they're hunting the aliens, they're hunting the whales again and stuff. That would be like, is there really nothing more to tell here, and we're supposed to have 6 of these? You know what I mean? So I do hope that there's more coming, and I'm very excited for it. I don't know when these are going to come out, But yes, I'm very excited for it. I very much enjoyed my time watching the film. Let me know what you guys think. Have you seen the film? Have you seen all three? Do you like them? Did you start off on maybe 2 or 3? Let me know. I recommend watching all 3 of them. It is going to take a lot of time, but they're beautiful films. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. I am Joshua. You'll catch me in the next one. Average Viewers out.